Everyone stick with us versus Herd. If it's your first time here, you like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications from when we go live, tap the bell. And if you want to join the UVH fam, our community, links are below in the description to our Discord and our options trading group on Facebook. Sorry I wasn't able to go live this morning. I had an appointment at 30 minutes before market open, so I wasn't able to go live. But here we are. If you're here right now, say what up. Keith, Luis, Jeff, Kelly, Daniel, what's going on? We got S&P's up 17, Dow's up 214, NASDAQ up 82. Typical day in the stock market. Up forever. We're going up forever until we all, our 401ks are 18 figures and we don't have to worry about working anymore. Yo, Jasmine, what's going on? If you're here right now, say what up. Do me a favor, hit the like button. We'd appreciate it. Kind of getting sick of the buy the dip. Yeah, it seems too predictable. But kind of getting into some of my trades, kind of what I titled the video is making and recovering from mistakes. Made some mistakes yesterday and today, and trying to get recover from them. Nothing huge. Right now this week I am down about 100. Made some money yesterday, lost some money today. So overall I'm down 100 on the week. So it's not like anything crazy, nothing that is like gonna make or break my account. But it's more for me. It's a lot about mentality and making sure that your mentality is in the right place, the right mindset, and so that way your mentality is going to impact your P&L. If you're losing all the time, if you have like 1, 2, 3 losses in a row, then you start thinking like, oh, when's my next winner? Or maybe, and then you might get a little bit more risky. So you need to really, Jasmine, you really need to focus on what your mindset is. And for me, like I said earlier this week, like last week, I fell a little off. This week, trying to get back into gear. Had a earnings winner on Chegg. Came back yesterday. I was let me kind of walk you through this. I had a short position on NASDAQ futures yesterday. This was actually up. I actually closed it out this morning for a $55 loss. I was up $100, but because I left for the day, I didn't hit. I had a limit order in there to protect myself, but it never hit the limit order, and then it bounced back up. So, in this market, it was a good trade. This 9,000 put on NASDAQ yesterday was a good trade. I was up like 40% at one point. I was checking the numbers when I got back. But I guess you just have to take your profits, and you can't, like, if you're short the market, you can't let it ride. You just can't let it ride, because then you lose your money. And then I was up on this position 40%, and I had to close it out this morning for a $55 loser. And then I shorted it again, and I closed it out for a $50 loser. So, you need to be careful. Boeing this morning, I did have a loss on Boeing, and then I recovered some of that today. So Boeing, what happened on Boeing is I originally bought the 350 put on Boeing, and it seemed to be good. But the mistake that I made was, so I bought it at 849 this morning. So the mistake that I made was I bought it right on this candle right in here, the start of this candle. It was like 348 and 347. I was thinking that it probably wasn't, my stop loss was 348.50, which is probably a little bit too tight. But what happened was they squeezed me out and then they dropped it. You know what I mean? So, if you're trading, what they do a lot of the times is they try to squeeze out your stops, obviously. You have to be mindful that, if you get squeezed out of your stops, it doesn't mean that you have a bad trade on or a bad idea. It just means that, the powers that be try to squeeze you out, and that's what happened. They squeezed me out, so I closed it out, and I lost initially $115 on that. And then when it was coming back at 918, so at 918, so right in here when it was starting to fail, I shorted it again, and I made $60 only. But we got some back. But the mistake that I made with Boeing was not waiting for it to get a little weak. I thought it was still green. It was still moving on up. It was up $4 for the day. some of the market was kind of selling off, but Dow was not selling off, which was another indicator to not do it, but I did it anyways. I should have waited, would have been much safer to shorten here versus like in here. I mean, obviously at the time I didn't know it was going to spike up that much. I had a stop loss, obviously, so I was able to get out with a minimal loss, but it would have been, instead of shorting the strength, you short when it started to get a little bit weaker. So, that was definitely my mistake in terms of that Boeing trade, but you can't really let it get to you. You can't let it get to you in terms of what you did here. So really, I've only traded NASDAQ and Boeing. So I'm down a realized profit. I'm down, 160 on the day, which is not great, but not humongous. So thankful for that. Thankful I was able to get some money back from Boeing. Right now, I'm not in any positions. Just chilling. Obviously, this Tesla is just going to expire here. Just chilling right here. I've had that on for a while, but what I am looking to possibly get into, for tomorrow is I'm looking at Cisco and Alibaba. However, I did notice that the premium is a little bit cheap on Cisco and Alibaba. So for Alibaba, I was really surprised that the expected move for this week was only $11, and for the following week was only $13. And I think that Alibaba could move $20. The reason why I say that is because, look at this wide range that it has been in over the last week or two. It's been in a super, super wide range, and on top of that, they are a China company, so they're going to be talking a lot about the coronavirus. They're going to be talking about how that impacts their stock. It's going to be crazy. So I think it's going to move. So I don't think I want to short options here. We'll see what we want to do. Right now for this week's coming in at, a strangle would cost me about $9. So it seems good, but then do you want to put $9 at risk for earnings? I don't know. Doesn't sound great. Cisco the same. Cisco implied volatility as well is $2.45. Disney, just a teaser, needs to get to 150 by Friday. What's Disney at right now? Disney's at where are you? 142. So Cisco, implied volatility is a little bit on the lower end. I do like the chart a little bit better. However, it could come down back to 46, or it could pop up to 52, I think. Expected move is $2.45, so we'll see. Lyft had earnings last night, and they're down. I'm glad that I didn't trade it. I was thinking about it, and the reason why I didn't trade Lyft yesterday is because I thought that it could definitely come down to 45 very easily on missed earnings, and it's down to 48 right now. Doesn't look like it's getting better. Looks like it's just chilling. So that's why I thought the implied move. I had to have it stay above like $51 or $50.50 for me to break even on it. Right now it's $48, so that would have been a loser. So I've been really trying to pick my trades lately instead of trying to get into everything and try to get your try to get your hands into everything. Just pick the ones that that you can win. And Lyft, I wasn't so sure that I could win selling premium on this because it spiked up to 55, and I thought that it could go to 60, or it can go back down to 45 pretty easily. So I didn't do that. Let's see where Chegg is, because I took profits on that yesterday. Oh man, good thing I took profits on Chegg, because this one dropped. I closed it out at it was like 44 at open yesterday, 43. I closed it out, made a small amount of money, and then this would have been definitely a loser now at 39 because it went way beyond the expected move now. So, glad I got out of that. So, right now what I'm trying to do is just keep my risk low, pick plays that I know that I can win, and for day trades, really focus on the 20%, 30% winner. I've noticed that when I'm shooting for above 30% or above, things get a little dicey, but I'm consecutively able to hit the 20%, 30%. So that's scalable. When you're trying to trade, you're looking for ways that you can scale yourself and things that are repetitive. If things are always different and things are always all over the place, you're not going to be able to scale your positions. You're not going to be able to scale your portfolio, and you're not going to be able to grow beyond where you're currently growing. So I'm really trying to slow things down. I know like we're in this crazy bullish market where things just keep going up. I mean, Qualcomm, I got out of Qualcomm and this ripped back up, and this would have been over 100% winner by now. So it looks like we're seeing things clearly. Looks like we're still going to have to buy the dip. Doesn't look like that's going to change at all. Disney's, I don't know. One day it's just going to pop, and I think it's going to be soon, but when? You know what I mean? It could just sit here. It could just sit here at like 142, 143. Boeing, the 350 area is kind of interesting because this is kind of where it fell apart back in December. It was holding 350, and then that's where it fell apart. Was right at 350. So it's going to be really interesting. I think there's going to be a lot of people's stops at 350. So it's pushing it right now. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. I mean, we did make a little bit of money on the downside today, but you had to be careful. YOLO call on Baba. I mean, Sonny, what's going on? Edwin, I do think Edwin, we've been going through it. I've been looking at Baba. I think I want to buy some premium, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to put myself up to an earnings report on Alibaba with the China news, I mean, IV rank is, if we're looking here, IV rank is relatively low overall, and then the weeklies are not that high right now either. However, this is reporting higher than TD Ameritrade. This week's 80%. TD Ameritrade said it was what? TD Ameritrade said it was 69, so that's actually, I think this just went up because this was like lower 60s a little bit ago. Yeah, Home Depot is bouncing off this. So this would have been a really great day trade today on Home Depot if you caught the low here. This just kept going down. Another one that's ripping crazy right now. Not a single on the 15-minute chart. Not a single red candle on Ulta today. You could not lose buying Ulta today. And this is looking like a gap fill here. So if there is a pullback, I would be interested in buying it. I was looking at it in here, but I was worried that it was going to stay the same, kind of consolidate below 300. But now that we broke it above, if it can stay above there, it would definitely be good for a gap fill play on Ulta. The one thing that you have to be careful about on Ulta is the bid and the ask get a little wide. I mean, there is some volume on these, some pretty good volume, but the bid and the ask get a little wide. So just be patient with your fills. Don't try to rush into it. I mean, 30 cent bid ask on pretty much every strike. So you want to be careful. Price it low. If you don't get filled, start moving up a little bit. But Ulta is reporting earnings not till March 12th, so pretty interesting. On Ulta. So yeah, Home Depot. Yeah, Home Depot could be a good. I haven't really been swinging that many positions, and I really haven't been doing a whole lot. Really just been focusing on 1 to 2 trades at a time and just really taking it easy, If you're here right now, say what up. If you can, do me a favor, hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. Let's see what else is going on. So I don't think the CNBC is still pumping the coronavirus stuff. CDC prepares for outbreak. Boeing sees hit to airlines. So the one thing that I will say about this stuff, Damon, what's going on? One thing that I will say about the coronavirus is like right now the market doesn't care, but then when it does care, it seems like we sell off pretty sharply. So that's why I haven't been really holding a lot overnight. I've been trying just to do some intraday stuff and just play small and just try to focus on earnings and stuff like that because that's what's been working out for me. But a little bit worried that the market doesn't care and Boeing is going to take a hit. Airline stocks are going to take a hit, but those stocks are not selling off right now. They're not going down. Right now, total confirmed cases are more than 45,000 and deaths are at 1,100. So Yeah, we also have Roku and Nvidia after close tomorrow, so that's gonna be interesting. You know, Roku sold off a little bit, as you can see down here. Roku sold off a little bit, but it's been holding pretty much all day. Had a crazy day yesterday where it ripped from 134 up to 142 and then dropped back down to 135. So, but it looks like the market wants to go higher. I mean, Dow's up 220, Nasdaq's up 91. I mean, it's insane. It's insane. So I'm trying to see what catalysts there are to bring us lower, if any. Right now, it doesn't seem like there is. The only thing is that the coronavirus and what's happening in China, and if the market is going to care about how that impacts companies like Boeing, airlines, Apple, even Apple today. You know, Apple right now is ripping higher. It's almost at the weekly high. Weekly high is 325. It's at 324. You know, it's looking like it's going to push new highs. So it got a little crazy. The one thing that I will say, if you look at Apple's chart over the last, let's say, 5 months or so, implied volatility has been relatively low. We've just kind of been ticking up, ticking up, ticking up. But if you haven't noticed in the last, let's see here, in the last month, so January, let's say January 20th till now, so almost like last 3 weeks or so, the wide ranges that we're seeing on these stocks, so volatility is picking up a bit, and that's gonna either rip us higher or bring us lower. But the good thing is, because this is kind of we're having wider ranges, it's going to set up for good day trades and good two-sided action. So, you know, that's what I'm looking for. Like on this, not so many good day trades on this, but in this area for options traders, you can have a pretty good time day trading some options. XLF and XLV giving back everything today. Yeah. What's bonds doing? Bonds are a little bit lower. Not terrible. Well, it was interesting. This ticked up to 145 the other day, but 143 now. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, Alibaba. So Alibaba, looking at a play. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to trade it for earnings now. I've kind of tucked myself out of it because I think that the risk with the coronavirus and all the China stuff is going to be a little much, you know? What do you guys think? You guys think that the market is going to start caring about the coronavirus or not? That is the question. One stock that did sell off was BBVI as well. This one ripped pretty low. You know, it was only a matter of time. You know, I was shorting this and it was going up. Actually, no, I didn't make any money on the earnings trade. I think I broke even, or I made $50, something like that. It was small. It was a small. I played it for earnings. It did drop. We made a little bit of money, but on the climb back up because I averaged out my calls. But man, let's see, what are those puts worth today? Yeah, these are up 3,000%, 7,000%, and crazy on the Bed Bath and Beyond. But I mean, it's a short. I mean, this retail stock. I mean, this chart's ugly on Bed Bath and Beyond. Let's see here. But, I mean, pretty much, I just wanted to do a recap of where I'm at right now, what I'm looking at, you know, kind of going into tomorrow, what I'm doing. You know, let's just do a quick video here. Not playing earnings. Yeah, I might trade Baba after earnings. Would probably be the safer bet when buying premium, because then you're gonna get the IV crush, and then you're gonna be able to take advantage of the move and know what's in the report. So that's gonna be good. But anyways, guys, it was nice hanging. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.